Hey, Vern.
Hey guys, Vern Danke. Today's short video series is about traveler fears. I had fears about traveling, and I'm sure you have some fears or thoughts about traveling. So let's check that out. Now, one thing I discovered is that when you have a plan or a desire that is different than how the normal herd mentality thinks, quite often those people will go against your dreams, your thoughts, or your desires. Now, I don't think that they mean to do that, but they're conditioned and programmed to think a certain way. You're already stressed or worried from being conditioned with the media, the environment, the lifestyle, and then you have this radical idea about moving out and trying something new, and then you have all of the negative thoughts and feelings from most of the people that you're associated with. And how do you get past that and go forward? So let's put it together. So you're already stressed or worried from being conditioned with the media, the environment, the lifestyle, and then you have this radical idea about moving out and trying something new, and then you have all of the negative thoughts and feelings from most of the people that you're associated with. And how do you get past that and go forward? That's really the question. How do you escape that? And the only thing that I can tell you is you have to just listen to your own inner voice. Try to silence everything. Try to do as much research as you can and just go forward. Just step out. Just do it. Don't listen to all these voices. Just do it. Just go forward. Go outside. You will be the one that will decide in the end how these things are, if they're true, if they're false. So in my head, I knew what I really wanted to do. I wanted to close down my business, my auto body business I had for 20 years. And I wanted to just step outside the country and see what that was like. And for me, I thought it would be a safe risk if I came here to see what it was like and see if it was something that I could do. So I took it in small steps. And I came here and I looked around and I was quite shocked how different it was from what I was used to. But it was different in many good ways also. And those good ways made me realize the things that were important to me, and that this would probably end up being a better decision in the end. And then I could go forward and disconnect my life back there. And that's really what I did. So I booked a ticket to the Philippines. And I think after all was said and done, it was about 9 or 12 days. And I booked the majority of the stay in Cebu. I had read a post. This guy had said, oh yeah, you gotta try Cebu if you're gonna come to the Philippines. Now, I was afraid of being pickpocketed, being a target, being mugged, just all of those things that make me stand out as a foreigner in a foreign country. It amplified it even more being in the big city, because the big city is colder, it's less friendly. There are more of those fears. And that was the biggest mistake I had, was going to Cebu City first. When I got to Cebu City and I went out for a walk outside my hotel out by Ayala, there were some really rundown places and some real sketchy people that I encountered. And I thought, man, I don't feel real comfortable walking a lot of these places by myself. It was quite a shock. And I was getting robbed by the taxi drivers because they were ripping me off so bad, taking advantage of my naivety. I'd gotten just so tired of getting ripped off by the cabbies that I decided to not take them anymore. And so I was afraid to go anywhere. I was afraid to walk anywhere. I was afraid to go anywhere and get ripped off by the cab drivers. And so I ended up just going to the mall. And there was a point where I was ready to go. I just was not happy. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel real safe there. I didn't know the area. I didn't know anyone. And it was not a good experience for me. Now I look back and I laugh because I've been to Cebu many times and I understand Cebu City now. I understand where to go. I'm not afraid of all these places. It just was new to me. And when it's new to you and you don't understand it, you don't know the vibe, you just don't really get the area, then it makes it really difficult to find a peace in there unless you're used to that type of an environment. Now, everybody is different with different levels of safety and security. And so what I would suggest is if that is the main concern for you, to try a smaller size city and a smaller island and make that your first stop. I think you'll find it way more enjoyable. Don't start in the big city. You can graduate up to that later, but start in the smaller city. I ran across many travelers that ended up in Manila, and they were so unhappy. They were like, get us the hell out of Manila. They did not like it. It was just too crazy, too crowded, too much of everything. And it was probably 10 times more than what my Cebu experience was. And so I'm glad I didn't start there, but I really wish I would have started in Bohol instead. No, I watched traveler vlogs for probably about a good 2 years, and I watched Life Beyond the Sea, Rike. I watched a little bit of Ned, a little bit of Bud Brown, a little bit of Hoodwinked by an Angel, just a little variety of everything. And it gave me a little bit of an eye-opener of what to expect, but it still didn't make me feel at peace. The only way you can feel at peace traveling is to just go out and travel and have some bad experiences and find out how to make the good experiences meet your safety level. If I were to tell myself how to do that again, I would start in a smaller town, because the smaller towns offer more peace and security. You don't have all the issues associated with the big city. Now, also with that, find a town that has a higher expat ratio, because the people are used to the expats and you won't stand out as much and people won't stare at you as much. And that will probably make you feel a bit uncomfortable your first time here. And that's normal. Now, I had booked 9 days in Cebu. Now, I should have only stayed 2 nights and then left. But I'd already paid for everything, and I didn't really know where to go for sure. I had booked the next 4 nights after that, I believe, on Bohol Island at Panglao. And Bohol is really beautiful. It's laid back, it's very relaxed, it's very friendly, it's very safe. And I should have just cashed out and went there instead, because that would have made me more relaxed, more at peace, and I would have had a lot more fun than sitting in my hotel and just going to the mall back and forth, not knowing anybody, not feeling comfortable. And I was really fear-driven at that point. And it wasn't until I got to Bohol that I could actually relax and unstress. So when I look back and I start to think about what my greatest fear was just fear of the unknown. It was fear of worried about being a target, fear about worrying if I would feel safe and be able to make this my home and feel comfortable and enjoy being outside the country. That was my greatest fear. And I had no way to find those answers until I came here. There just is no way.
Hey, Vern.